Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today with week 53 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast.
And it is me, the King of Kangaroos and LoneVaultWanderer.
My name is Noah, and I opened a GoFundMe for my ARC, because I'm going to be sailing it to E3. So, it's definitely expensive to do. No, but seriously, guys, I opened up a GoFundMe for the E3 trip. As you know, Matt and I got accepted. Lone, unfortunately, some stuff came up. Lone, and you're not going, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So Matt and I are going, though. It is a little expensive, though, to travel.
Just a little.
Yeah. However, here's the awesome thing about this, though. My goal is 600 on GoFundMe, and we're actually at 483 as of this current moment. Mm-hmm. So we're almost there. So even if all you can do is like $5 or $3 or something, do it.
You
and
actually
send me
413, Noah.
Am I 413? Oh, my bad. I read it wrong.
Yeah, 413. Yeah,
my bad.
So he needs more money.
Yeah. But I mean, the point is that we're close. We're more than halfway there.
Yeah, so, I got to say to our listeners out there that I'm really impressed. I didn't think Noah would raise that much money that fast. It was.
Some of you guys have been absolutely awesome with the donations. So I mean, definitely keep. Like I said, any amount helps.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of insane to see because, you see, I don't mean to compare, but you see, like, this crazy outpour of support for, like, whenever, like, Kind of Funny, they do something on, like, their Patreon or whatever. Like, it seems like everyone just fucking throws their money. Right. Like, holy shit, dude, they're doing something, throw money at them. Not I'm saying that in a jealous way, but it's just really cool to see that support and to see it kind of carry over in our community was really, really awesome to see.
I do appreciate it genuinely from the bottom of my heart because it lets the quality of the podcast become better because Matt and I are able to, report on it right as it's happening. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do be able to. I think what we should do at E3 is just record multiple episodes.
Well, that's what I said in the description. I was saying that we were going to do at least an episode a day.
Yeah,
of that. Idea. So that's 3 episodes. In the span. We'll get Lone on Skype and stuff like that. If we're able to, and we'll do those pop out those 3 just of what we've seen that day and who we've met and stuff. And be able to get.
We're going to be able to do the infamous episode that we talked about where it was going to be like all of us and Brian, and we're all going to have a drink around a table. We're not even. I don't even think we're going to do audio. We're gonna I'm going to get a camera and we're just going to set that up.
We'll bring it back to the hotel room. We'll all hang out, get everyone in the room, and then just.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
This is gonna be the best week of my life. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah. But but again, it's we're still close to that. We're so close, roughly $200 away. So I mean,
so we have roughly about 20,000 listeners a day. If a small percent of you, I think 2% of you donated $1.
Yeah, that would work. I mean, it would honestly do it. And tweet me if you do donate. Because sometimes when you donate, it'll just say anonymous. Mm-hmm. Tweet me. Let me know if you donated. And because I think it's awesome.
And a big, not only to the people who donated a lot of money, but a big shout out to our personal friends who, went above and beyond and actually stepped in and
Danielle and Eddie,
and Mallory as well. So it was really cool. So thank you guys. We love you very much. And as well as the GoFundMe down below is our new T-shirt store. We'd like you guys to check that out. I got to start pushing that more, and I'm trying to get more overlays on my channel so that people can see that we actually have shirts because a lot of people want to know when we have shirts, but not everyone has time to listen to podcasts. But yeah, for those of you who do listen, new shirt store is up. We have new designs coming in, but this is officially the new T-shirt store that we're going to have forever, at least into the future, I'd imagine.
As far as we
as far as we know. Because, we held off on pushing our shirts for so long because this site was getting set up, and it's really nice looking. And, we got a couple of nice designs there. So I think we have 6 right now. So
we're still getting some designs up. There's some in the, we have done, but it does take a little bit of time to get some of them up on the new site. Mm-hmm. So we're still working on some stuff, but right now, definitely give it a look.
And then last but not least, iTunes, link down below. And then finally, for those of you who want to be a guest, I know we don't have a guest this week, but you have the chance to become one if you tweet at any of the handles on screen with the hashtag H.A.M Radio Time with your answer to the following question. What big reveal are you looking for at E3? Now, this doesn't have to be an announced game. This could be an unannounced game that you're hoping shows up at E3 that's been rumored or something like that. I'm really curious to see what the answers are going to be because I think this is going to be one of the better E3s this year.
You're not allowed to say Fallout 5, by the way.
Bioshock 3.
No, I agree with you, dude. Take-Two's like, we're gonna have a big presence this year. I'm like, okay, there's only two things I can think of. That's like something from Rockstar, which I don't see them.
That's
really
what
doing.
I'm curious
Yeah,
on something from Rockstar.
Like, I mean, that's possible. I could see it, but I feel like Rockstar is so big they don't need E3. You know?
I'd
Yeah, but I
prefer
mean-
Midnight Club over what's the other game they do? Red Dead.
What is the matter with you?
Wait.
Midnight Club was an awesome game.
Oh,
Midnight Club was an awesome game, but I mean, compared to Red Dead and like GTA and stuff, you want Midnight Club.
I'm trying to trigger you.
That's
now.
like you having the option to own a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, or a minivan, and you go with the
Civic.
minivan.
Yeah, but the
I mean,
minivan-
it'll get you where you need to go, but you didn't. I mean,
you look like a pussy doing it.
yeah.
kind of like your Arcana.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! I went to Los Santos Customs for my ARC. How dare you? GTA joke, good one, Noah.
I'm really pulling for Bully too. Even though society's so politically correct, it'll probably never fucking happen.
I hope Bully 2 is so crazy, like, politically incorrect. Like, you can do, like, racial slurs. You know what I mean? Like, just really
That's something we
messed
want.
up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, not, you know, just, I don't know, something crazy. I'm not saying I'm racist. I'm just saying, you know.
No, I know what you mean, though.
In a
You
bully,
kinda
in
go
a,
above
you know,
and
in a game,
I mean,
that's
if
what
movies
you see.
can do it, I think games should be
That's
allowed
a good
to do
point.
it. You know, a lot of people always make the comparison, but then when it comes to stuff
Well,
that
look at
pushes
Bioshock
ba-
Infinite.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, the stuff
you
that
know?
pushes the boundaries, they're like, no, it's a video game, bro. You
yeah,
can't do
exactly
that.
right.
Well, and that's true. That's a very good point. You know, I think that you're right. If movies can do it, why shouldn't other
And
mediums
books.
like video games
And books.
and books? Absolutely.
Anyway, we got a big roundup of Bethesda news to go through today. We're going to start off with some of the smaller, I guess you could say, news. For those of you who care about it, Elder Scrolls Online Thieves Guild expansion is just launched, and
Yeah.
I have the details on the Elder Scrolls Online website because it's just like a lengthy 2-paragraph read. So, welcome to the Thieves Guild. All of us here couldn't be more excited for what's in store for you with this latest DLC game pack. I hate that type of phrase right there. DLC game pack.
Yeah, I always picture like a fanny pack with like
Yeah.
a game in it.
The zone of Hughes Bane is gorgeous, with some of the most spectacular world building to date, that's funny, and equally compelling content. There are new types of traps, passive skills, delves, group bosses, and quests that take you throughout Tamriel. There are also new justice activities, which the Thieves Guild reward you for completing. If you love stealthy gameplay and being a thief, you are going to love this DLC. This update isn't only focused on new quests and small group activities, though. We have something for those who love trials. Maw of Lorcage is our latest trial, and the team has worked hard to incorporate all the things we've learned from the previous trials. There are some really exceptional encounters that require coordination and awareness like never before. Maw of Lorcage. Also, I know some lore freaks gonna fucking correct me too, but Lorkhaj, Lorcage. So suck my balls. Also scales, supports cross-alliance grouping, that's interesting, and also has both a normal and veteran difficulty mode. All these features make the Maw the most accessible and entertaining trial yet. Last paragraph. In addition to the new content with the Thieves Guild DLC game pack, there are a number of really big base game improvements. We put a lot of effort into balance/fixing, or bug fixing, improving performance in Cyrodiil, and expanding systems like the LFG tool with the addition of new incentives and cross-alliance grouping. There will also be new additions like mementos, scrolling, combat, text, and of course a 64-bit client. And they finish it off by thanking the fans. Does that sound like anything that would tickle your fancy, guys?
Nope.
I really want to know who writes Bethesda's marketing material, because I swear it's Todd Howard. It's just so welcome to
They're
the Thieves Guild.
laughing the entire time.
It's just bold the whole way
Or
through.
he's wearing like his chainmail. You know, he's like, yes. You know, like just super into it.
Tell me sweet little lies.
Yeah.
Why did everyone associate that with Todd all of a sudden? Is it because of like what he said at E3 compared to the full game or something? Or like,
I don't know how it happened, but I'm glad it happened because it's fucking hilarious.
yeah, because now everyone's like, and then Todd Howard starts whispering sweet little lies. I'm like, why is everyone saying this all of a sudden?
You see that mountain? You can walk to it. Tell me lies.
You can walk to it. You can't walk up it.
Oh, trust me, I'll walk over that fucking mountain. There is a way.
One of my favorite lines is when he was talking about Skyrim and stuff, and he was just it was just the way he said it, because he gets so into his words at sometimes, where he was like, you see that plant, you could pick it like that, and like you see that
Don't you pick the plant,
he's but like when he said P, he really got into it. He's like, you could pick it like that, and like you see like the gameplay like switch to a fucking like little yellow flower just disappearing.
And you hear the little sound effect like
yeah, that sounds real. Yeah, you hear little like fucking swishing of like
crunch,
like goo in a fucking bucket.
You nailed that fucking sound effect.
I hated alchemy in Skyrim. I never used that shit.
see. Well, I had to learn it for the series I did, and I was messing with it, and I remember like during the video. I don't know if it was during the video or when I was recording something. I ate a bunch of the ingredients, and my guy was like glowing green. All of a sudden, I was like, "Wait, what? What?" You know, like
That's
I was wearing the Nightingale armor, covered in this like green glow. I was like, "All right, that's kind of gnarly." But
I couldn't get into it. I loved blacksmithing, which I think
blacksmithing was awesome. Enchanting was cool. Alchemy could have been cool.
But it seemed like too much of a mixing and matching and seeing what you get.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
Which kind of could fit in a Fallout game. I don't know why they didn't put like some type of alchemy, like, you know, making potions and
I don't think it would have fit in the universe, quite honestly.
Shit.
Yeah.
There's big giant reptilian lizards. I think they could fit in.
Yeah, but that's not done by magic. That's done by nuclear material. You know?
Yeah, it wasn't the bombs. It was just a little wand. Like, everything changed.
Harry! You know, it's like... Anything from the trolley, I'll take the lot. But,
you guys see that Harry Potter Easter egg in Dying Light? It's like it actually has like Harry Potter's bedroom in one of these random houses in Dying Light. Yeah, it's just like inside the little staircase.
Have Dying Light following.
oh really, Matt? Remember the Dying Light Easter egg we found of the bear?
I
love you. And then I was like trying to get you to keep. You thought I was just trolling you. I was like, no, do it.
It was like I thought like what would happen, because it seemed like such a perfect setup for like a jump scare of some kind.
Yeah.
And I kept pressing it. I was like, something is gonna happen, and it just fucking blew up.
Yeah. Oh, the video's up on your channel too.
Yeah, I love that video. Funny.
Yeah.
So, what were we talking about? SO?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online. That sounds fun. I was just like, does that tickle anyone's fancy? No, but Bioshock 3 sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, Bioshock 3. Yes, let's talk more about Bioshock.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I was gonna mention the guy that won $1 million. Fucking well done, mate.
I forgot to mention that. I think Jeff Keighley tweeted out how it was a really good story. Was there anything like sentimental behind it, or was just a guy who won $1 million?
I think it was just hold up. I'm gonna go and find out.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
I thought it was hilarious that Jeff Keighley answered your question that one day.
Oh man, I blew my load when that happened.
Blew my load. That sounds.
There was hundreds of questions being asked, and he picked mine. I was like, "Fuck you all."
No, if I said I was gonna blow my load, what do you think that sounds like to you?
That sounds disgusting. Sounds like I'm gonna need a napkin.
Yeah, and Lone just said it so casually. I blew my load.
My load.
You've never heard of that reference before?
I've heard it. I just don't use it in normal conversation.
Yeah, because it sounds like, oh, here we go, baby. I'm about to blow my load. Like, that's what I think.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. You know, it's like.
I think of Connor. Oh god.
You guys took it a step too far. It was whatever.
Did you find it?
No, I didn't.
All right, you keep looking. Our next thing is the Doom multiplayer trailer that dropped.
Badass.
Yeah, they're just showing a lot of kill montages though. Like, I'm still really excited for this game.
Because all you do in the game is kill.
Yeah, but like then I looked at the campaign trailer out of curiosity, and they seem to like try to establish this mystery that's there as well. So it.
Did you guys ever play Unreal Tournament?
I did. I played.
I messed with it for like an hour.
Which one was on the 360? I think they had multiple ones, but I think was it Unreal Tournament 3?
Yeah, it was on the Tournament.
I remember. Funny story about that. I was in 8th grade science class. Skate 2 had just came out a week beforehand or something like that.
Yeah,
and this kid was like, I'm not playing Xbox anymore because like during those days it was cool to not play video games. I'm like, I love video games. I'll take your games. He's like, $20 for Skate 2 and Unreal Tournament 3, and like
a fucking steal.
Skate 2 just came out. I literally came the next day. I like pop like that. I just put the fucking $20 on the table. I was like, I'll take your games.
Yeah.
So, I tweeted or messaged you the fucking $1 million winner.
Enter my birthday.
He's like getting married or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, the reason why I mentioned Unreal Tournament 3 is because it just kind of gave me flashbacks of that. Like when you're killing people and it's like, multi-kill, ultra-kill, yeah.
Ultra-kill. My girlfriend and I watched the 1998 Mortal Kombat movie on Netflix the other day.
That is the greatest movie ever made.
Fucking hilarious. I loved every second of it.
People say that video games don't make for good movies, and I agree with that. The second Mortal Kombat was the shittest movie I've ever seen, but the first one was decent.
But that's why it wasn't that great, Lone. But
the first one
it wasn't amazing. But
the first
I think we actually watched the second one. I don't think we watched the first one because the one we watched was not that great.
Okay, was the second one where they like start and it's Shao Kahn and all the characters?
Is what's the girl's name in it? Oh, she doesn't look anything like her character.
Katana, Jade, I don't know.
Katana, it's okay. Katana. Yeah, she doesn't look anything like her character in the movie.
Okay, she's not wearing like a blue thong, basically.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't have the mouthpiece either.
Okay,
that's stupid.
Did Sonya Blade have long hair or hair in a ponytail?
I honestly don't remember.
Oh, fuck this motherfucker. The first one was good.
My point is, though, it was so bad it was good. That's why I enjoyed it. It was really campy and like...
Was it the one where Goro gets beaten by Johnny Cage? If you can't answer that, did you even watch the fucking...
distracted.
The guy with the four arms.
We're basically narrowing down that Noah is not watching the movie alone. Like, come on.
You're pinning me with questions.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like, it was a fun movie, okay? I don't remember which one it was.
In the movie.
All right, let me look at my Netflix. Jesus Christ, Lone.
Was there a character with 4 arms?
Yes, there was a Goro. I know who Goro is.
It was the first one, and it was a good movie, so fuck you.
Hold on. It was Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
No, that was...
What, Lone? What?
Well, once again, we're narrowing down what was actually happening.
Annihilation.
Like, it doesn't matter. Oh my God.
Why watch Annihilation and not the first?
Because it was on Netflix. Okay.
Watch the first one.
They weren't watching the movie. Lone. What are you, fucking 10? Holy shit.
Matty, this guy has just said, yeah, it's kind of a bad movie, campy. So obviously they watched it.
We watched it, Matt. No. We did watch it. I'm more so worried why Lone is grilling me on which fucking one. It was Annihilation. Okay.
Because the first one was a classic. That's why.
It was fun. It was shit, but it was fun because it was shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, well, thanks.
It reminds me of like the Ninja Turtle movies that were really old. Like none of them really got great reviews, but they were just I love them.
Turtle power, and then like the fucking base didn't.
I mean,
move.
don't get me wrong though. The Mutants in Manhattan one, I think it's called. No, that was the game. It's the third one. I don't even remember the name of it because it was so bad. It's the one where they Turtles in Time, which it's so depressing because like Turtles in Time, the video game is like historic for being like the best Ninja Turtles game, but Turtles in Time, the movie, is hands down the worst one. It's so bad.
What I love about it though is the '90s effects, where it's all practical effects.
Yeah.
None of it's real. So it's like they're all in a costume and stuff. It's not CGI, and it's so weird to watch, but I love it. You know.
Yeah, I love the first one, but the second one, Secret of the Ooze, my favorite, man.
Yeah.
The best. That's where the ninja.
It's been a while since I've seen it, honestly.
It's so good. I love it.
That and the Super Mario movie. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-mm.
If you even tried to imply that was good.
No, it was awful, but that's why it was fun to watch. Like, the Koopas were like these giant, like, turtle things. It was like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Yeah. It was so weird to watch, but I don't know.
Our next piece of news, Fallout the Frontier mod's coming soon. It's apparently the size of Fallout 3. You can use tanks in it. What else? I saw that you could go into space, and there's, like, low gravity, so you can jump around really high areas.
Every word you just said, all I heard was, it's going to be really buggy.
Yeah.
It might work for like 10 minutes.
I literally said in the video covering it, I was like, yeah, as long as it isn't buggy, this can be one of the best mods, but it's
possible.
Got to be bug-free.
It sounds cool, and I'm glad that it's ambitious.
It's not going to be bug-free, but I mean, like, as long as it doesn't break my computer, and as long as, like, quests don't stop working, then that's what I count as naturally a mod breaking.
Well, the hardest mods to do for a game like Fallout are quest mods because there's so much shit involved, and that's why most of them don't have voice acting, or a lot of them don't have voice acting. Does this one have voice acting?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because when they were mentioning all the stuff in the trailer, like giving credits to everything, it was all about like scripting and development. There was nothing about like voice acting. So I mean, I could be wrong.
I would imagine it probably doesn't.
Like I get excited for mods, but I'm not like the typical Fallout gamer who shits their pants over mods because it's not like I don't care, but it's just that I get more excited for the official product. That's just me though. But so many people are like, "Oh man, counting down to the day the Frontier launches." I'm like, "All right, I'm looking forward to it."
Yeah.
I don't know. Will you play it though?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna play it, but it involves me re-downloading New Vegas, so. People were like grilling me, not in like a bad way, but almost in the way like Lone just didn't know about Mortal Kombat, just asking questions like, why'd you uninstall it, Matty? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. The newest game came out and I got tired of the shitty shooting. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, the only reason why I uninstalled New Vegas, because when I installed the new Nexus Mod Manager, it fucked New Vegas for me, it fucked Fallout 3 for me, it fucked Skyrim for me, so all of those games had to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I installed it also for memory's sake. I don't need a game I'm not gonna play it installed on my computer.
Yeah, just taking up space.
Yeah, I mean, people, but it's like people are like, why would you uninstall it? And I'm like, okay, so before Fallout 4 came out, I probably put like another 200 to 300 hours in New Vegas for my channel and streaming just alone. Like I played enough. Like it's okay to uninstall a game after like 500 hours. It's okay, really, guys.
No, Matty, really, 1,000 hours or you're not true Fallout.
Yeah,
fan, all right.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how people do that.
I don't
disgusting, Matty. How do you not like Fallout New Vegas?
We're not getting into this.
Yeah, I never said that. I know. So next is that a very interesting comment from Todd Howard came out. He mentioned
Sorry.
He mentioned during DICE that they were working on 3 projects and they were unlike anything they had worked on before. But then he came out again during another interview, and I don't know how these people are getting interviews with Todd Howard so often, because like this is the most I've seen of him in ages. I'm seeing
Todd, Ham Radio Podcast, man. We've been asking for you for years. We just need an email. Like we can't even get into contact with your ass. Yeah. Just come on the show.
We need to life. We need to write a letter with quill and ink and attach it to a pigeon.
If I see him at E3, I'm just gonna spear him and put my microphone to his face while he's on the ground and be like, I have questions.
Get tackled
Tell me more, sweet.
He lives in isolation in the Himalayas. The commute is rather long for him.
I fucking spear him. All you hear is JR from the WWE. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
My God, he killed him. Todd's just laying on the ground, rolling around.
Stop the match.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that he commented on that statement from DICE in a new interview. And he said that it's actually just a fairly standard thing for his team that they overlap projects. It's not as overblown as people are making it out to be, that they're just doing a lot. He's saying he basically reiterated the same thing. It's people are saying that he clarified what he said, but he just kind of further commented on it, saying guys, it's gonna be a while before we hear about it, but this is kind of the usual for us. We're just doing a lot with the DLC. But also on top of that, he mentions how they're looking into virtual reality. They said they're yet to find anything with that. But still pretty cool to hear that Bethesda's looking into that.
Yeah, definitely. But he did say that he regretted putting a number to it because they just had their fingers in so many holes. Effectively. They're doing so much that 3 wasn't necessarily a number that they could put. But at the very least, they're doing something more than 2. They're not doing the traditional, we'll work on Elder Scrolls and Fallout, overlapping simultaneously, yada yada. They're doing more. And especially with the Montreal studio, mobile games is probably going to be a big thing for them. Who knows?
You mentioned something about doing also bigger and smaller games in that same additional comment, so it seems more and more that my prediction is coming true, that they're working on a little tiny game. It's going to come out soon.
And I hope it's a new IP, because, guys, as much as we love Elder Scrolls and Fallout, it wouldn't be nice to see something new from BGS? From BGS, not Bethesda as a publisher.
I agree, because a lot of people said with Fallout 4 that they really appreciated the creativity put into it, but they want Bethesda to use that for something new, because they've been doing Elder Scrolls Fallout for so long, and don't get me wrong, I love that. But to see them put that creative energy somewhere new, I wonder if that'll be refreshing for them. Maybe that'll spawn into a new big franchise that can have mechanics from that carry over into Fallout and Elder Scrolls, kind of how both those games share mechanics in a sense, They're most certainly different games and series completely, but they also have that same flavor.
And this is my prediction. I think if Bethesda were to really try and start working on Elder Scrolls now to get it out on the Xbox One and PS4, I honestly think that the lifespans of the current gen consoles now would be towards the end, and they shouldn't do that, and they should wait for the next console generation or whatever it's going to be for there to be an Elder Scrolls. Because think about it. If Elder Scrolls comes out 4 years from now, right, we're pretty much towards the end of the Xbox One, PS4, and looking for the next gen. And it's never good to release a game right at the peak of at least right upon the transfer of consoles, because they just don't seem to sell as well. That's exactly why Last of Us had to go to... Well,
because you cut your thing in half. I mean, you're going to have people going to the new stuff, but you're also going to have people still with the old stuff.
But when The Last of Us came out, the PS4 and Xbox One weren't out yet. The Last of Us came out in 2013, and didn't the new systems launch at the end of 2014?
I can't remember what the time.
Because Last of Us was June, because it was right near my birthday. It was like June 2013. I know that much. So I had plenty of time before to sell. And it was that last big game that you had to own. So it's like, I won't argue because I know you're a numbers guy. I'm just saying I feel like naturally it's just confusing that people would do that. I'd want to get the most out of my system at the end.
Well, look, it makes sense that when you get to the peak of a console generation, like the PS4, Xbox One, that's when it's going to have the most active player base on those consoles. So realistically, it should be able to sell more. But I'm talking about from a marketing perspective, when all the focus is now on the new gen consoles, and you say, "Hey, we have a game coming out on the older ones," that is a bit deflating, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big reason why Last of Us, while it did sell well, it was like, "Oh, we need to go into the PS4 now." And maybe that's what they'll do. They'll actually release it on the PS4, Xbox One, and then easily transfer it to the new gens.
I see what you mean there. That's actually a good point. I never really thought of that. I mean. See, the only thing I think of is depends really how long the console lives are. A lot of people are saying this is going to be a short console life for the PS4 and Xbox One because they're already quote underpowered as is, and they need to step it up again. So I mean, it's really tough to tell. I think but it's also a mentality thing. If they started in 2 years talking about new consoles, I couldn't see myself being okay, it's time for a new one. With the PS4 or PS3 and Xbox 360. When the PS4 and Xbox One started getting talked about more and more, I was like, this feels like the right time for this. It feels like, these systems kept going further and further and further, where you look at the first ever PS3 games and you look at The Last of Us.
Oh my God, dude. It's a huge, frame rate, there's a huge difference, but detail, it's insane.
Yeah, that's, so I think... I just think there's room to continuously push these consoles because developers they have to do that. They may be
but
underpowered.
It's diminishing returns, right? We're getting to the stage now where there's only so much. There's a big difference between looking at the start of the 360 and the end of the 360, for example, let alone the Xbox One. But now, the returns are diminishing. You can only get so much better, and the difference doesn't look so drastic. Right now, when I played the Xbox One for the very first time, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is cool. But when I moved from the PS2 to the Xbox 360, now that was a big fucking difference. I don't think we're going to be experiencing those big differences anymore.
I never really did, though. It's kind of at a peak resolution-wise and all that stuff. I could be wrong. The most I can see is every game running 60 FPS, that type of stuff, if possible. That's
but if you consider it this way, the Xbox One and PS4, off the bat, they were probably mid-range PCs, right? Yeah. 360 and PS3, I think, were a bit higher than that at the time. They were a bit more cutting edge. And I think that's why they had a longer lifespan. Now, people are expecting more in terms of graphics and resolution, and that's why so many people have PCs. I just don't think the hardware is going to be able to, have a long life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. You make a good point, but, okay, in the next 2 years, assuming they release new consoles, is that really going to be received well?
I don't think so because a lot of people are still getting new systems. Not as many.
I haven't gotten one.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good example.
But have you been hearing what Phil Spencer's been saying about wanting to have an upgradable console?
That kind of defeats the purpose of having a console. Though the point of buying a console,
is
so that you don't have to upgrade it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what you said is bad, but I'm just saying.
Well, it's to appeal to people who, just want something quick and easy to turn on. They don't have to worry about the updates and all that crap.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that, look, put it this way. When you buy a PC and you can upgrade it it's a lot of fucking hassle. PC gaming does
It can be
with its quirk. Well, there are times, like for example, with the recent Nvidia drivers, that things can just fuck up on you. Like when you're building a PC, if something blue screens, you got to figure out. Like there can be a lot of baggage coming with that.
Yeah.
But at least with the consoles, you guys are right. It's plug and play. It's really easy. But if what Microsoft, for example, can do, if they build an additional unit that you can easily chuck into your Xbox One and it still has that quick, it works every time because Microsoft themselves have tested it, I still think consoles will have that appeal of being really easy to play but still be upgradable.
If the plug and play is basically, I'm just thinking from more of a console gamer perspective because, like we just said, most people buy consoles not only because they're cheaper, but just because, like we said, you just plug them in, fire them up. If they made the official certified parts where it was very easy to unplug a new graphics card and put in this official certified one from Microsoft, put that in.
That's it.
Then maybe, yeah. But then again, I think of, and I'm not saying this because I'm a fanboy, but I think of the Vita. And the Vita has, the reason it really didn't sell well, one of the main reasons, was because they had their own, instead of using any type of memory cards, they used their own Sony ones. And a lot of people, to get
really
a decent... Idea. Yeah, and a lot of people to get a decent memory from Sony was so fucking expensive. It's ridiculous. And so people are like, well, I'm not going to spend money more for a graphics card or a memory card that should be coming with the system anyway. And why can't I use my old memory cards that I have over there? Much like the PSP, we now had those little, you could just slide in any type of little flash memory.
Those were so good. I remember those.
And the Vita didn't let you do that. So that's the only issue I see is that with the Xbox, if you have these only specific parts that make it easy for the consumer, it might in turn.
But on the counter, when I upgraded my PC from a 670 to a 970, I had to do so much research to figure out which wasn't the best one. It took time, and then to actually install it itself, I had to watch a tutorial and stuff.
But once you do it the first time, you know how to do it, and that upgrade knowledge is not that hard to come across.
No,
you go to a website like KB Mod. It's intimidating, but okay. Replacing a graphics card is quite literally unscrewing one screw, pulling a slot out, putting the other one in, and screwing it back in.
You say that, but we're also talking about console gamers just wanting to plug and play. But if they can literally see, this is just an example. You had an Xbox One, and there were just a couple of screws. You plug in the new box or graphics card or whatever from Xbox. They show a quick tutorial. That's still easy, but it's not. It doesn't seem as easy as, at least, for PCs.
I think, but that's not the PC's fault. I think that's just people not understanding.
For me, I think of it as well as a lot of parents buy their kids consoles, and it just involved parents getting. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing because I think parents should always support whatever their kids want to do. But I'm saying that
as long as it's good.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I think it would also involve it wouldn't be kid-friendly as much. I'm not saying consoles always have to be kid-friendly, but we know we see those little 12-year-olds with their fucking new Xboxes and the copy of Call of Duty and shit. I just feel like if they start making upgradable parts, that it's not going to be kid-friendly because they're not always on the internet and paying attention to the games industry and what's new and stuff. They just kind of go off what they see in flyers and when they're at the store with their parents. And at that point, I think it becomes like a miscommunication where I think they'd have to relaunch consoles from the start, letting them know this is going to have upgradable parts. You need
No, I agree with that. I agree that you can't just start with the Xbox One now. You have to build the console
unless
in mind
it's like
get-go.
Like you said, it's like an expansion, almost like the USB plug-in on the side of the Xbox. If they had that plug-in to a little box next to it that added additional power.
Let's pause right there. You remember you are a very avid angry video game nerd watcher, Matt, right?
Not lately, but.
Yeah. Okay, but you have. Yes. You remember when he was talking about the Sega Saturn or CD or whatever and how it attached to that and all the different shit that attached to the fucking console? All right, this is what that is.
That's true.
Okay,
that's a good point.
Now what you do is you end up alienating different parts of the consumers by doing something like that unless you can play the games at a lower quality on the base console. That's the way you would want to do it.
A balance can be made. It's a very fine balance, but I think something can be done so we're not getting midway into the console life of a particular console and thinking, I have to wait another 3-4 years or whatever to see graphics improve. Put it this way, right now with digital distribution, for example, we want to get the best and best quality of things straight away. We can download whatever we want straight away. If we want to upgrade our PCs, we can do that whenever we want. That still doesn't exist with the traditional console model. And I think it has to change, otherwise consoles will die out. But that's just my opinion. Because we can't go another...
ever die out.
We can't go another 7 to 10 years with the Xbox One and PS4 and expect people will be happy with that.
Like,
back in the
2020 sound like a good point to...
Well, I don't think consoles are dying, but I think they have to fundamentally change what they are. Because people, like PC gamers becoming...
Based on sales numbers, they don't... Really, they technically don't need to change a thing. But,
no, not based on sales. You're right.
But like based off innovation and stuff, they should at least try to change and push forward.
Numbers are all that matters to these people.
That's true.
If the numbers are consistent, or at least increasing at a steady rate,
which PlayStation has definitely seen,
they're going to be fine with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is very relevant. However, they don't care. It's not to say that they're bad, or they're evil for not caring. It's just that they're doing what they need to do. And they're not going to take the chance of releasing some sort of upgradable component right now or something like that, and risking the chance of plummeting numbers.
I think Phil Spencer is thinking about it. Like, put it this way.
Fair enough.
Microsoft can't keep doing what they're doing and be competitive with Sony. They need to change it up a little bit because Sony's kicking their ass to the fucking ends of the earth right now. So they need some innovation.
Part of it is just because people just still hold on to the way Microsoft presented the Xbox One.
I don't think that's it anymore. No, I think it's
I also think it's a lack of power too.
Well, it's a snowball effect, right? Like, the PS4 just got so popular. Now everyone has a PS4, so all of their friends have a PS4. So if you want to play console gaming, what are you going to buy? A PS4. Look, I don't think now anyone really cares about what Microsoft tried to do with the Xbox One. It's just that the PS4 got so popular that it just keeps selling more. It's like when you have a really popular YouTube channel that keeps getting more subscribers every day.
I have a quick question. Can you watch Netflix on the PS4?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can?
Yeah, I believe there's an app.
Okay, just curious.
Anyways,
is that a make or break?
Yes, it is actually.
I just look forward to it because I think Microsoft's gonna, whenever they start talking about new systems again, I think Microsoft's gonna really fucking kill it because they're gonna have Phil Spencer kind of leading the charge, and
they're gonna have Phil Spencer come out with a Sonic T-shirt, and everyone's just gonna love him. It's gonna be another Todd Howard moment.
That and I know that people like to joke about Nintendo, but the new NX, they have a pretty good chance of redeeming themselves too if they really focus on third party. So I think it's gonna be interesting to be a console gamer for a while.
Yeah, and apparently there were a lot of leaks about it. We don't have to talk about it, but yeah.
I know that they mentioned for the Nintendo NX, I think they said like it was going to be like it already sounds like a typical Nintendo move, but like a console, like a home console, but when you leave, you can take that game you were playing on your home console and play it portably.
They're really trying to keep, you're right, but they're trying to hold onto the handheld market, but still make it a console home thing. It's really interesting what they're doing. I don't know if it's going to be as popular as the Wii was, for example, but we'll see.
I mean, I think it'll be more popular in the Wii U because I think they're leaving the Wii name behind, which is great because I think that's just associated with negativity for a lot of people. So it
was a silly name from the start.
Yeah, but to like come out with just like another Wii, like people, because a lot of people didn't even, to my surprise, it shows how clueless humans can be. But a lot of people didn't even know the Wii U was a console. They thought it was just like an expansion.
But no,
of the
that was
initial
because
Wii.
That was the poor name of the console. Like Review Tech USA talks about this all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's the video I'm kind of going off of.
Yeah.
And I just think to myself, I'm like, well, don't you like just Google it and see that's a totally different system? Like, I don't get it. But also, anyway. I mean, we kind of got off track there, but
we really did.
I mean, we talked about the 3 games in development a little bit. We definitely spiraled off track. But as for Fallout, Todd Howard working on VR with his team, like
how the fuck did we get from that?
Well, we were talking about 3 games being in development, and we just kind of and we talked about like the potential of like Elder Scrolls being like at the end of the market or at the end of the cycle or going forward.
Yeah.
We kind of naturally spun off course there, I'll say. But
yes.
As for this VR thing, though, what could you imagine Bethesda doing with virtual reality. Bethesda Game Studios specifically.
An RPG. Like I think people
really
would
cool
love
to live out like a text-based RPG, like one of those
with
really
VR
old school ones. Yeah.
Just imagine the new Elder Scrolls in VR. Like that. Come on, like that would be awesome, right?
All I see is a massive headache.
Yeah, I know Noah can't, and I know people that don't even get motion sickness will get motion sickness from VR, but it would be cool. It would be kind of interesting.
God. I just
you want to rant about VR, Matty?
No. I like VR. I have nothing to rant about, believe it or not. I've been working on like belittling my rants and trying to do them less and less because I realize I sit here and talk about positivity, but yet I scream every podcast about something I don't like. I like VR because it's crazy just to watch, because I don't really care about it in the sense where I want to buy a VR kit or anything, but I care about it in the sense that, like, growing up as a kid, the ideal thought of gaming going into the future was putting on these fucking goggles and seeing the actual game itself. So to see that it's an actual thing to me is pretty remarkable, I think. But as for Bethesda Game Studios, I think it's got to be another new IP.
Elder Scrolls. Bioshock 3.
Yeah. Dude, that would be fucking crazy. A Bioshock game.
I would not want BGS working on Bioshock, sorry. You need someone that knows how to tell a good story.
Oh, shots fired.
Bang.
Holy fuck.
Guys, come on now, right? Like, the Fallout 4 story was good, but you can't even compare it to Bioshock.
No, I agree with you, but I think they're just two completely different genres.
No, you're right.
That they can't even. It's like making like Bethesda do like Grand Theft Auto. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
It's even though Bethesda says, funny enough, they said in that same exact interview that they go to Grand Theft Auto for like a lot of their ideas because of how well they think Rockstar.
You saying you think they do, or they actually?
No, they actually do. They say they look at Rockstar for a lot of their stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Do you know who I would get to do Bioshock? The guys that did Wolfenstein. id Tech. Yeah.
They can tell a pretty emotional.
Because that was a decent story, and it actually.
Well, it's not even to say it's a decent story. I think it's actually impressive that they made like this typical grunt from like 40 different games actually a character you care about. I think that was impressive because that's not easy to do. Even though you see his ass in one scene, I'm like, oh, dude, nice, a sex scene. You're really establishing the emotional ties.
What the fuck was that, Noah?
It was me reacting to a sex scene.
Ah, nice.
And then our last piece of Bethesda news is that Bethesda comments on the potential, again, of a Fallout movie. I don't know why people keep asking them, but they admit that they've sat down for multiple meetings discussing the idea of a Fallout movie. A lot of companies have come to them talking about it. But they haven't had that moment yet where they're like, this is a movie that would be better or as good as a game. The fact that they're open to the idea scares me.
Okay. We were literally just talking about video game movies not turning out good. I don't know if you guys have watched Street Fighter. What's it called? It was on Machinima a couple of years back. It was just this group of guys that were fans that did this live action proper Street Fighter movie, and it was about like Akuma and Ryu and Ken, and that was really well done. And I think it was well done because they were truly fans. And this is what I worry about when you get some random director that's done a couple of kind of okay movies to do a video game movie. It just doesn't work. They need to try and replicate what they did with that. I don't know if you guys have watched the Mortal Kombat live action movies on YouTube. Those are really good as well because a fan got involved. The only really kind of good video game movie that I've seen is the Prince of Persia movie, and even that wasn't all that great.
I mean, see, for me, I think of it this way: is that the beauty of Fallout is it's, Fallout 4 aside to some degree, it's your own story, and with a movie, it's telling you a story. It's giving you a protagonist. It's doing everything for you, taking away what makes Fallout, I think, a special series.
There are certain games that would make awesome movies, or in theory, make awesome movies. You look at BioShock, that could be a really neat story.
They were doing that, and then it got canned.
Okay, but
what else they were doing, Lone? They were doing a BioShock Vita game. That also got canned.
Okay, good.
I fucking wonder why, Matty.
But,
exactly. The two people on the PS Vita would have been very, very sad.
You look at a game... You look at a game, you look at you and Greg Miller. You know, you look at fucking Grand Theft Auto, and you wonder, would that make a cool movie? And you zoom out, look at Grand Theft Auto 5's story. Okay, solid, continuous story. It's not bad, you know.
Solid.
But I don't think it would make a good. I don't think it would make a good movie. You know. My point is.
Laughing at all he was going solid.
I don't know. Well, my point is though, like,
it's solid.
There's fuck. I don't know where I'm getting.
Well, it's just that the fun from GTA
because everyone's now laughing, and I just don't know what I'm saying.
No, the fun from GTA comes from doing random bullshit. In my opinion, it's not about the story. I mean, the story was good in GTA 5. You know, especially the potential fucked up endings you could get. Holy shit.
Could you just imagine a movie of 2 hours of just running over people on the street? Like, oh, this is amazing. Man.
Can we just talk about the fucking GTA 5 endings? Like, how fucked up they could have been?
I haven't
they're
played to
fucking
the end.
awesome. Like, if you go online and watch all three of the endings, there's only one that lets you keep all three. Okay, and it's the it's option C, I think.
Yeah, you pick like Franklin or something like that.
Yeah. The one where you spoiler alert, but if you haven't beaten it now,
I can't imagine with the amount of re-releases they've had.
But anyway, so we assume everyone's so you either burn Trevor alive and you hear him scream, or what happens to Michael?
You drop him off like a fucking water tower, I think, or something.
Is that what it is?
That. He like screams something at you, and then you just and then Franklin
like, I made you, and then you like you kill him.
Yeah, you drop him to his death and just walk away. It's like, what?
That's kind of messed up.
It's really, dude, seriously, look it up. It's really, some of the alternate endings are surprisingly dark. Not surprisingly, but like when you spend the whole game together with these three and they end up completely fucking each other over.
Yeah.
And I'm also surprised they gave you a choice, you know. GTA is not a game that's about like story choice, you know, where you can have multiple endings and kill off protagonists and shit. That's kind of crazy.
It's always great to have.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of those things where it's like, I remember when that choice came up and I was sitting there, I was like, I bought the GTA, the special edition GTA guidebook for reasons, because I had money at the time. And that was the only mission, I'll be 100% honest, where I was like, okay, I'm not going to read the fine print, but I need to know the one that lets all of them live. Mm-hmm. Because I knew there was one, there had to be one. It didn't ruin anything. I didn't want to kill... Actually, what did I do?
I remember I texted you at the end saying I was at the end, and I already picked Franklin, like option C, I think it was. But you texted me, you're like, pick option C. Oh, thank God I did.
Yeah, it's intimidating though when a game gives you that kind of choice where it's like a character's gonna die, especially in an open world game. You know, what's it called? What other game? Far Cry 3 did that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, especially in an open world game, it's heavy.
Yeah, it was like kill your friends or
your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Once again,
to a fucking game that's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
once again, these are games that have been out for years, have been incredibly popular. If you haven't played them yet, like you're missing out. Far Cry 3 told a really good story. In my opinion.
I like games that kill off characters and make it really emotional.
Then you know what you'd like? You'd like Danganronpa on the Vita.
Okay,
it's
man, tell me about Danganronpa.
It's literally I'm telling you though, it's a cast of lovable characters and they all basically fucking die.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's really sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear it, alright? Noah triggered me. I woke up to the most annoying text from Noah today.
What?
He's like, I watched Attack on Titan. It was actually pretty good.
My girlfriend wanted me to watch Attack on Titan, so we watched it.
You pulled the biggest Connor move
it was okay. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's just like, I told you that Attack on Titan was good. No, it's not, man.
You didn't say. You mentioned Attack on Titan once.
But, okay. Same thing with Connor. Connor, The Walking Dead's actually pretty good. No, it's not. Girlfriend says it's good. Oh, this is the best fucking show I've seen in a while.
Okay. First of all,
I know you didn't say that, but I'm saying.
You were, what's it called? You mentioned it to me once. Okay, you were like, it's not bad, and then that's it. That's all you said to me. And then, like, we were talking about something else. Ileana and I were eating sushi, and she went through, like, a 35-minute...
full-on weeaboo, then.
She went through, like, fuck anime. You. We went out and, fuck you. I didn't really make the correlation. There's going to be so many Photoshops. But what's it called? Fucking, she went on like an hour-long thing. Like, I was asking her about it. I was like, you mentioned Attack on Titan. And then she was like, well, yeah, it's pretty good. And she explained it. And I was like, All right, we'll watch one episode, and it was pretty gnarly. The only thing I didn't like was that I had to fucking read.
Mm-hmm. What he's actually
it's all in Japanese.
You don't know how to sell shit, but his girlfriend does. All right.
I'm not gonna, because I know Noah would never hear me out for an hour on an anime. I know better than that.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. I know he wouldn't hear me out. I don't have a vagina, so
I watched it. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm gonna get super into anime though. Like,
dude, we can become anime buddies.
No.
We can get sushi together.
I tweeted it, dude. I tweeted it, and so many. Yeah,
I read the responses because I wanted to see.
So many people were like, "Don't become a weeb, Noah." I was like, "Shit."
We'll get sushi together.
I didn't mean it. Oh man, dude, I'm fucked. You, Brian, Mallory, and I will all get sushi.
Sushi and chill.
I'll be like, "Hi!" You know, like, so kawaii.
Imagine you guys all standing there, and Noah's just like, can we all get sushi?
Yeah, I got Attack on Titan home. We could go watch that. Anyway, that wraps up our Bethesda news roundup.
Yeah, Attack on Titan.
Yeah, we close it out with Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in Attack on Titan? How many episodes did you watch?
I'm on the middle of the third one, but so far, the girl with it starts with an M. Her name.
I have her right here, Noah. Guess what? I have a figure of her.
Oh my fucking god, Matt!
It's Mikasa.
Mikasa
Ackerman.
Mikasa Tsukasa. Next topic.
I do like the blonde kid with the fucking mushroom head.
He's a pussy.
I know, and I think it's funny.
He's such a bitch.
He's like, I don't want to attack anything, but okay.
Alright, I gotta set my figure back up. One moment. Okay, I think she's gonna fall. Nope.
Right.
We're good.
Matt, what was her name?
Mikasa. Mikasa.
That's pretty cool, Matt.
Mikasa Ackerman.
Next topic.
Next topic. What we're playing in our favorite gaming news bit. Who wants to go first?
Well, we can talk about The Division because we've both been playing that.
Yeah, we've both been playing that, so we'll kill two birds with one stone here.
Hmm.
We'll kill two titans with one blade, right? Noah?
I hate you more than anything in this world. What I do think on the intro of the first episode, they had those like claw things that shot out, and they were like going. I was like, "Whoa!"
You're gonna hate yourself. Do you think? I'm genuinely asking. Do you think the intro to the show is cool?
Like the theme song and stuff. Not really.
I really like it, but the second they change it halfway through the first season, Noah, it's terrible. It's
really. I just don't really pay attention to it. I kind of skip through it.
You guys like Dragon Ball Super? Does anyone watch Dragon Ball? No.
See, whatever. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up, but there's so many different Dragon Ball. There's like Dragon Ball GT, Super, Z. Which is the one to write? Watch.
Dragon Ball Z happened. The Dragon Ball GT happened. That's now considered non-canon. So it's gone from Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super. That's all you need to know. So you don't need to watch GT.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say because I've heard GT is awful.
No, I liked it. I personally liked it.
Fucking weeb, you fucking weeb, bro.
I love that one that you showed me where it was the fucking episode of Vegeta just like standing there, just like flipping off the camera for like a fucking hour. He's just sitting there talking the whole scene. He's got his middle fingers up.
Dragon Ball Z is a
He's just holding a Dragon Ball in the other hand. He's like, haha, Kakarot, I have the Dragon Ball. He's just flipping him off the whole time.
Dragon Ball is a surprisingly, at times, it can be a very adult-themed show. Like, I won't get into it. Well, not like Super so much, but the original Dragon Ball, yeah, like there was like partial nudity and shit. Anyways.
Oh,
fuck off, Noah. Ew.
So, Ron, we're gonna sit here and talk about The Division, right?
Yeah, you've put like an entire lifetime of hours.
Dude, it's so surprising. It's totally not a loot, just loot everything and put bullet sponge. It's not that, dude. It's not that. Okay? It's really solid. Ubisoft. It's solid, dude.
It has a meta score. Which YouTuber are you?
It has a meta score of 91, dude. 91.
I saw that shit. And I said that's honeymoon phase right there. That'll go.
Yeah. No, I wasn't mocking anyone though. I've heard good things about it.
Like I said, if I were to like give it a number score, like I played enough where I'd probably, you'd say like, oh, you can give it like an 8.5 or a 9, but like honestly, genuinely speaking, it'd be like a 7 or an 8. Probably
What's the lasting lifespan of the game though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out though, because like I'm putting a lot of time into it, but I'm curious what the end game's like. Because based off a lot of the trophies I was looking at, just to kind of see what happens with the game. It seems like something happens when you hit the level cap, like you unlock a new set of missions.
Wait, you haven't hit the level cap yet?
No.
Because someone had played for 15 hours and hit the level cap.
He might have played a lot of story missions or something. I've just been kind of like really, I don't want to say taking my time, but like, since we play with the group, we all want to stay on the same page. So we're not like going ahead with the missions because how they have like missions, side missions, encounters, and all that stuff. My friend and I, like when it's only like 2 of us online out of the 3 that we play in a group, we don't do the missions. So we usually go into like the dark zone, or we'll play like, go for collectibles, something like that, We'll do that type of stuff. So like we've been having fun with the game just by playing it our way. I how do I word it? It aside from the dark zone, it doesn't do anything crazy new. But I was telling this to Noah, it's just a really good co-op game, which we haven't had in a while, and I think that's why so many people are like, The Division is amazing.
Well, and I think
it does better than Destiny.
Absolutely. It's my kind of Destiny. That's how I've always been defining it. It's like my kind of Destiny.
I think the interesting thing about it uses a loot-based system, right? Is it a random gen?
It is, but you always are getting better stuff. It reminds me kind of Borderlands.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It uses the Borderlands co-op kind of random gen formula, which is pretty much always a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're no matter if the story is shit or what, you're always gonna hit that audience that is like, this is fucking cool.
Holy shit. New Borderlands at E3. Come on, that's
no way, dude.
I wish.
Oh,
I thought you were saying you were reading that. I was like,
no, like I said, as in saying like what 2K is doing. New Borderlands.
Too soon. Not too soon. Like
too soon.
No. I'm saying like not like too soon since the last game, but too soon. It's not even in full development. I don't think it's time to announce it yet. I don't think they have enough to show.
Forget about the pre-sequel, because that was done by a different company.
No, I know. I agree. I'm just saying because I think Gearbox...
But Borderlands 2 was years ago.
I know.
Borderlands.
If a new Borderlands come out, I'm sorry. That's amazing.
Dude, 2012. It's been 4 years, Matty. What have they been doing since then?
They did that Aliens, Colonial Marines. They did a remake of that one space game. They haven't been doing much, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that because they just, I think it was like last year, Randy Pitchford, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He tweeted out like saying like, we want the fans' help making Borderlands 3. Like they just started development, and we all know Borderlands 3 is going to be a big ass game.
Oh yeah. Well, that's see, okay. I think we sometimes forget how good Borderlands is.
It's such a good game.
And it's like. It is. I mean, it's just, I have so many feels when it comes to Borderlands 1, 2, Matt, I know you do too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just one of those games where it's like, it's a game. You know what I mean? It is a fucking game. You buy it for $60, you play the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? And you can keep playing it. We do podcasts in a subculture of, for Fallout and for, Bethesda games. And I'm sure there is one right out there for Borderlands and all that stuff. It may not be as big, but I'm sure it exists. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And I will say
it doesn't have a lasting community appeal, I think. I think it has when like a Borderlands game comes out, I've noticed like YouTube really spikes with a lot of big Borderlands videos, but it doesn't like have a lasting thing like a Bethesda Game Studios game has usually.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen.
I remember when I first played Borderlands 1, I played it on my own, and I actually returned it because I thought it was shit, just playing it on my own. But then my friend was like, buy it again, we'll play it together, and it'll be awesome. When you play Borderlands in co-op, it is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Like, it's just... Yep. It's weird how different my perspective was playing from in the single person.
The start for, I think, Borderlands 1 could have been considered arguably slow if you played by yourself.
Yeah. And also as well, it's a bit hard if you play by yourself because if you keep getting downed, it's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we should all play Borderlands too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, Borderlands is a series that like I could go back and play the first one, even though I played the second one and have no problem whatsoever because they're just fantastic games.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, us three should play Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
I know where you're getting at with it.
And we get Brian as a fourth. No, he'd probably just be too busy.
Go for said. Wait, go for said. Fucking talk to Gopher. He said he'll play Borderlands with us. Go for said.
He just said he had to re-download it.
Yeah, if we got Gopher on, I feel like we would get, which is awesome. That would be awesome. But we get informed about everything about the game. He'd be like, "Well, and there's another really neat thing about it." You know what I mean? It's like
same accent for anyone that's.
I know. Mine always turns in. It starts off Cockney and goes to Australian. It always does that.
You've been talking to me too much.
I know. I really. Yeah.
I can't do a UK accent. Not that I could beforehand, but like now I always go straight to Australian.
I've heard you try it.
It's so bad.
I've heard you try it over Xbox, and it's fucking hilarious. I never realized you re-uploaded that video from my channel, by the way, that Rage video. Yeah. I saw that, and I started dying laughing. Because I just remember Pat in the background going like
just like mumbling things that had like nothing to do with the video at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's like, hey, could someone get that camper up there?
Yeah. God, this guy's just...
Looping back to the Division.
It's decent.
One thing it's guilty of, though, I have a little picture proof here, is that it does a lot of outsourcing with the fucking story. Got a fucking book right here. Yeah.
No.
This I got at an event. And then this one came with my review copy, so I have two. What I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, it's called Tom Clancy's The Division in New York Collapse. It's an interactive adventure book, and it's really cool. I haven't opened it yet, but I've seen like the inside from.
It's really neat.
Because at the event, like a couple of the YouTubers, a couple of YouTubers opened it, and like it's got like maps in it and stuff. It is really like there is a lot of thought behind it. It's not just like it doesn't look like just a shoe-in. But it tells a lot of the pre-story, and apparently a lot of like the bosses you fight and people you run into, these named enemies, are in the book and stuff. And there's also like a YouTube series that's like about how the Division was formed, and it's like, why wasn't this in the fucking game?
Yeah, you ask Destiny the same thing. Why do I have to go to a fucking website to read about what the hell the game is?
But at least the Division had its like little extra collectibles and stuff in game. And Destiny, when you got the Grimoire cards, you had to open your phone. That's stupid as fuck.
I think what Division is doing, like you guys have kind of alluded to, slightly different to Destiny. At least they're providing enough context in the game to be able to understand the story. Destiny didn't do that.
No, I agree. All
right.
I'm just saying though, that it's just like...
But...
Take your time, not shoot.
My point is, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying,
yeah.
I'm relating it back to. Oh, this is such a good bagel bite. The fact that, oh god, the fact that we're not putting the full content in games that we could, and we have the availability to, but we're not,
No, okay, but you can't read as them putting out a YouTube series or making a book or a manual or whatever as them taking content out of the game, or they should have put that content in the game. They
should have.
You can have both though. You can have both. Like there are obviously some fans that aren't going to want super detailed stuff that's in a book that they can go and read. So long as they do provide enough context in game, not like Destiny, but like Division.
In the Division, they do have collectible survival guide pages, but I know that's not the full book, but they reference the book in game, so it kind of makes you want to go read the book.
That's what I want to do while playing a game is read a book.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I get the idea of the multimedia kind of thing for the Division. It's a huge game, and for those players who love the game and they're like, I want some when I'm not playing the game, they read the book while laying in bed or something like that. I get it. I agree with what you said. They do give enough context to know what's going on, but I want to know, like, when I'm killing the leader of the cleaners, for example, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Okay, and that's a bad thing. And if they explain that only in the book, then I would agree with you 100%.
I don't know if they do, but
yeah, but as an example,
they do give context. In one of the collectibles, I picked up and mind you, this isn't a spoiler because of the fact that his name is in the achievements. Like, it's not a hidden achievement or anything. His name is Joe Farrow. He's the leader of the cleaners, and I got one piece of context on him. I picked up a collectible phone recording. And it was him on the phone, like, talking before the incident happened. And, like, he was giving his thoughts on it beforehand and, like, how, like, stupid the city was and all that stuff. So you could kind of get an idea of the person he was before this all happened. So a lot of the game gets flushed out through the collectibles, which I don't have a problem with. I love collectibles. And they did one thing really good with the Division. They finally got rid of the climb large object and random side objectives appear on your map. You just go to a safe house, you talk to an officer, he gives you your missions. It makes sense. And I'm so happy they got rid of that trend. They finally did it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. One of the best things about the game.
Was it amazing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it amazing?
The game, though, I don't think you can... Lone, have you been playing by yourself?
Yes.
Is it bad?
It's not as fun. It's another Borderlands thing. It's good, but it would be so much better. I can tell it would be better with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and friends. Eddie had texted me, and I know what stopped him from getting the game on PC was the fact that he didn't have anyone to play with.
I told him that. I said, look, it's a really good game, but if you're playing by yourself, do not.
Yeah.
I didn't play the beta, unfortunately. I didn't have I just was a little remiss on downloading it. I wish I did, but you know.
It's the beta. That's one thing too. Is I think they did take into account feedback from the beta. Because
is it similar to the? Does it feel like is improved?
You see a lot more stuff in the streets, and I know that sounds like nothing, but in the beta and the early versions I played, there was a lack of like cars and trash and little things in the street to fill it up and to make it look like this was a world that was like living during this time before everything went to shit. So they really filled out the map a lot. There's a lot more random encounters scattered around the map. It looks better overall. The game doesn't crash nearly as much. I haven't had a crash in my whole time, but when I was at the event, I had like 2 or 3. So they definitely been taking feedback into account, which I like.
Yeah.
It shows that it wasn't just a typical Ubisoft. This is a beta for the sake of promo, for the sake of getting it into people's hands. So I really like that.
Yeah.
It's weird though. I like it a lot. I don't know if I'd put it on like a game of the year list yet. I got to see how everything else goes. But for me, it's just kind of like a co-op game I've been looking for. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
What have you been playing, Noah?
I actually downloaded.
GTA.
No, I haven't played GTA in a while. Excuse me. Why don't you eat a kangaroo, mister?
Okay, it's probably the Metal Gear then. You've been playing Metal Gear, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I've been wanting to, though. I'll probably play after the stream, after we record. But what's it called? I actually downloaded Universe Sandbox too, because it was on sale on Steam, and I was like, this kind of looks neat. Downloaded it. The what's it called? Tutorial was so convoluted, and I was like, you know what? I don't have the patience for this, I'll be honest, for like a $10 game. So I deleted the game, and I'm now asking for a refund.
Wait, what game is this?
Universe Sandbox 2. I think it's actually $15 on sale right now. But I mean, for $15, I was like,
a sandbox game.
Because I love sandbox games, but it was just, it's a cool game. I just didn't have the patience to sit through it.
It's a sandbox game, though, and you're saying you don't have patience.
Yeah.
No, there are some games, though, that I kind of hop into, and I'm like, come on, just get to the good part right away. Like, I really am impatient, so I kind of know where Noah's coming from with that. We're like, you don't want to wait for the good stuff, you just want to get right into it, which is kind of the reason why I actually, now that I think about it, like The Division. It kind of gets right to it, where
it does.
I felt like a lot of games I've been playing recently have been like, all right, here's another tutorial. I'm going to hold your hand. Like, I'm not one of those gamers who's like, I want to be free. Let me fuck up. But, like, for God's sakes, after the first hour, let me go,
No.
Yeah.
I.e. Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Man, that was such a drawn out.
We're going to have you jump around in the woods for like 6 more hours with your fucking brother. Spoiler alert, he dies. Or whatever the hell, whoever it was.
I think your village burns, something like that.
What? Oh yeah, the village burns and your mom, you watch her get like fried on a steak or something.
It's awful.
Cooked like a kangaroo steak, like a roo steak, drowned in a pool of her own blood.
Fuck, bro, it's sadistic as shit.
Hit by a horse and buggy, your neck snaps off like a popsicle stick.
Anyone have any favorite news bits prepared?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. News bits. By the way, I didn't mean any of what I
How do you exhale for that long, Lone? Like, I was trying to laugh.
Like, it's
he's like... like, I mean, I have room to laugh afterwards. I'm, like, out of breath.
Yeah. In terms of news, there was something, and I can't remember. Fuck. Oh! Well,
Lionhead closed. I don't know what.
God damn it! I can't. I had something too. Fuck.
Well,
go ahead.
You go. You just said yours.
No, I didn't say mine. I actually don't know what I'm talking about yet.
Oh, there you go. You just kind of brought it up.
Shit.
Okay, well, Lion, like you guys, have you played Fable? If you haven't, then there's no point talking about it.
Yeah.
Yep. I played all 3, baby.
So how do you feel about Lionhead closing?
I'm devastated. It's really sad. I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised.
Why?
Because it was like Fable 1 was fantastic. Fable 2 was even better. Fable 3, I didn't have as big of a problem with as everyone else did. I realized there was a lot of flaws, but I did not think it was the worst thing to happen to video games. Fable Legends was not the right way to go. I think Fable 4 should have happened. It should have been a return to form. I don't think Microsoft should close down the studio at all. That's one of the... You already have few exclusives as is that really stand out. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of great exclusives. I think they have better exclusives than PS4 right now. Not trying to start a console war. That's just my opinion. But
you tell them, Matty. You tell those.
No, but I'm saying though. But I'm saying
I'm joking.
That when you close down Lionhead, a studio who could bring you a great game, like it seems like an unneeded shot in the foot. Cancel the game. Sure, that sucks. Sure, it'll be a while before we see something from Lionheads. That doesn't mean you have to say fuck this all, flip the table, and say we're done here. Especially when Sony's coming in now and holding a job event for Lionhead. They are going to take your employees, Microsoft. Like, what are you doing? I know that Microsoft's doing the same thing internally, apparently. But, like Sony's openly coming out and saying, we are hosting an event just for Lionhead. Like,
actually, Microsoft is letting go of a few studios. Like, there was this article where their new store page about all their in-house developers are missing a few key names. So they're actually letting go a few. So this is probably part of an overall process of just shedding a little bit. Yeah. So... I mean, we don't really know because we don't know what the numbers are.
Fable Legends wasn't going to do well at all. It just never got traction. But, I just think, why not just try Fable 4?
Yeah, right?
Because it's a big investment.
So, found my news bit. Rocket League and Dying Light are doing a crossover, which is pretty awesome.
But not the fact that they're adding a basketball mode.
I was just about to comment on that, too.
That shit's awesome.
Rocket League is such a simplistic idea, but it works so well. Yeah. It really does. And this is across the board too. PC, Xbox One, PS4, it really does work. And I can't it's so awesome.
The best sport in the world.
If you don't have Rocket League yet, seriously look into getting it.
It's more than worth your money now because they added, they obviously have the base game for just soccer, but then they have hockey, they have basketball coming, they have a lot of new modes. The season mode's pretty fun. It's just a really fun game.
If Rocket League was hockey, it would have done so much better.
I never said that. No,
I'm joking.
People will believe I said that.
You guys are getting triggered so easily.
I was not triggered.
You're triggering me.
Triggered.
It was not triggered there.
I love the triggered GIF where it has the guy from H3 Productions, Ethan, and he's like, he's like super triggered from it. Yeah. Do you guys watch H3?
No.
You should.
Yeah, I know who he is though.
It's some funny shit.
Not my cup of tea.
For those who do watch it, Sody Pops, Papa bless.
You can talk about that in the question time because we have a question related to that.
Well, my favorite news bit, not gaming actually. This is a change. Is that
it's not about hockey, is it?
I do give a fuck.
No. Yeah. So some kid I accidentally triggered. Did you see that on Twitter?
Yes.
Where he said something about PK Subban diving. I'm like, that probably wasn't the best joke to make when the guy's neck just got jammed and he got taken off on a stretcher and people thought his career was over. He's fine now, but
his response to you was so funny though. He's just like, Matty, I don't watch hockey 24/7.
I'm just it was all over Twitter. I was like, that's.
It's all over your Twitter because that's who you follow.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Not everyone follows.
When I see hundreds of retweets on tweets, I'm going to imagine that it's ending up on someone's feed, or it's under the trending section. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my news bit. I'd like to talk about the Spider-Man reveal and the Captain America Civil War trailer. First off, I don't know if I'm the only one who doesn't get off on these superhero movies that try to throw in 40 superheroes into them. I think the Captain America movie, the first one, my favorite superhero movie was arguably the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. I really like that one. And I know a lot of people like to shit on Tobey for some reason now. Go fuck yourself.
Because Spider-Man 3 was a travesty.
I don't give a shit if it was. That doesn't make the first two bad.
No, you're right. First
I
one
can't
was
stand
fun.
that because everyone's like, "Oh, Tobey Maguire's always been awful." But yet when he was Spider-Man, people were like, "Hey, he's pretty good." I really like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. First one wasn't that good, but anyway, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. Okay, love this man to death. Played all his games, watched all his movies. Number one fan, and I know that someone will step up and comic book the fuck out of me with the stupid reveal of this costume that's really not that cool to me. I can't stand that. Oh, well, in this comic here with Iron Spider, I don't care. I don't care. This is Captain America Civil War. This is not your comic book.
Comic 274 in the American rendition.
Yeah, like, I get that comic books can inspire certain things. I don't disagree with that. I think it's a very valid point. But I don't care. It doesn't look that good. It
doesn't.
Just because you have a good reason. I'm saying, though, just because they have a good reason behind it doesn't mean that it's okay.
Would you say it looks bad?
Oh, hold on, no. But the other thing I've been getting is that it's unfinished CGI for a movie that's coming out in like 2 months.
Thank you for bringing that up. See, okay, you guys got to realize that these movies are done. Like, this movie has been done for like 3 months.
It's been filmed.
You know what I mean? 3 or 4 months. It's not unfinished CGI. You need to relax with that. Someone's gonna link me to something. It is unfinished. No, it's not. No. Okay, shut up. It's done.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I saw that.
Otherwise, if it's unfinished, they wouldn't show it.
I'm like someone said it to me. And I had like an intelligent discussion with him, but like someone was like, "Well, you know, it is subject to change." I'm like, "It's not. They're not going to do a drastic overhaul. That would just confuse the fuck out of people." I also hate. It's not really the costume. The costume's like 5 out of 10, like mediocre.
The eyes. You don't like the eyes.
No, it's not even that. It's just kind of like the color scheme.
It looks like a fucking 6th grader drew it, like colored it in.
Well, speaking of 6th grader, the Spider-Man actually sounds like one.
Oh yeah, he's like, "Hey guys, hey."
Yeah. They couldn't have picked a cheesier intro. And that's what bothers me is that, like, I get that Spider-Man's a wisecracker. That wasn't a wisecrack.
I stole your shield.
He steals the shield. Hey, everyone! Like, oh, shit, it's Spider-Man, the fucking 12-year-old.
Want to get some chocolate milk?
Yeah, like,
I like the strawberry milk because I'm that kid.
I saw that shit. I was just like, what the fuck?
No one heard what I said.
I just...
It was funny.
It's not like... I'm talking about the costume, though. I know. Joke.
I know. Fuck off. I'm just kidding.
But it's not like I was like it deterred me from the movie, but like I was already not interested in the new Captain America movie because I thought like it was always good because it was focused on Captain America and his story. Like the first one was amazing. Winter Soldier I thought was pretty good, but like the third one's now like let's throw in 50 fucking superheroes. You know, what the fuck not, right? You know, like
kind of like the Avengers.
Yeah, like I can't stand it because it doesn't have a focus. Like I thought Age of Ultron was better than the first Avengers.
Age of Ultron was ass.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like him because Ultron looked like someone like someone called somebody in the office was like, all right, describe what an evil robot would look like, and you got Ultron. It was they could have made it so dark for what the concept of it was, and it was just the most like red eyes, you know, all metal. It was like, all right, guys, Terminator was already done. Okay,
I think the future of good superhero movies lies in the rated R ones. I really think. Because
thank you.
Deadpool apparently
was fantastic. I've seen it twice. I fucking love it.
I have yet to see it, but I also think that
you haven't seen Deadpool.
Matt, you will love it. You will fucking love it.
Well, but with the success of it, I thought like a rated R Wolverine movie, that'd be fucking.
That'd be cool. I liked Ant-Man too. Ant-Man was a really fun one. I thought Ant-Man was a really well done Marvel.
I don't know. Just him as a hero is unappealing, not the movie, but him as a hero.
I thought Paul Rudd did a really good job. Like, I looked at it as a movie. I thought he did a really good job, and I thought the movie wasn't too out there, like, for the hero, at least.
Okay, what about Batman vs. Superman? You excited?
No.
I think they're focusing too much on... Every time I see a fucking trailer, it's only on Superman.
Yeah.
It's like 80% Superman.
Well, actually, I think they should focus on him more because it is a superhero.
If it's a versus, it should be half and half.
But the issue is that it's not supposed to be half and half. This is supposed to be a sequel of the first Superman movie, like Man of Steel or Dawn of Steel.
Then don't call
it Superham.
Fucking bad.
You did.
Fuck.
Superham. That's us.
That's
new movie.
Yeah.
Superman.
Coming out 2018. Yeah.
But you know,
Rob Schneider in Superham.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's all three of us, but someone else plays each of us. Steve Buscemi plays Matt.
Someone
laughed at that out there. Who knows?
MrMattyPlays.
Hi, everyone. Chris Pratt plays Noah Pearson, of course.
Hugh Jackman plays Lone.
Fuck.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
Matt's
Everyone agrees. I like that. It's good.
I mean,
fuck.
Matt's played by like Jackie Chan or something. Like it doesn't fit at all. Samuel L. Jackson, like.
We're gonna have a problem here.
It's directed by Tarantino. It's the craziest shit. Like,
it's Morgan Freeman as Mr.
Morgan. They put like an orange wig on him, you know.
Oh, that's what I got mixed up with. I was trying to do a Morgan Freeman impersonation. I don't know why I thought Samuel L. Jackson was.
What's up, guys? Matty here.
I have a Fallout 4 news update.
It seems there's some new Fallout 4 downloadable content information. You know, I don't know. This is beautiful.
That's fucking great.
Please Photoshop. Oh god, someone please Photoshop Matt as or like Morgan Freeman as Matt. You know what I mean? Like just take little things and make him. Oh yeah.
But back to what I was saying. These superhero group movies. They suck, in my opinion. I can't stand them. I like the soul focused on the superhero.
That's why I like Deadpool, because even though it kind of made inside jokes about how they couldn't afford other X-Men characters, I think that was cool because it just had focus on 2 X-Men.
Right.
And that was cool,
it wasn't too convoluted, you know. It was what it was, you know.
See, but Marvel did it right for the first Avengers. You know, they had all these individual movies. Each of them were invited to S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever, to the Avengers program
also
thing.
Years to do.
Yeah, but like it was a cool idea because it felt like they were all moving towards a sole goal. It made sense. Then after that, it was like, one Avengers movie. Let's have like 40 different superhero group movies. And then DC was like, we need to catch up. Let's make the next Superman movie a fucking Justice League movie, essentially. Like,
that's why I liked the Wolverine movies as opposed to the X-Men movies, because it has those particular focuses. Like when you have an X-Men movie and there's just like hundreds of fucking X-Men, like yeah, it's cool, but anyway.
I wish you kept talking there because my dog decided to start barking, so you kind of left me hanging there.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That wraps up what we're playing in our favorite gaming and movie news bit. Next up is the wonderful fan questions we have this week. It's going to be a good one right now. Let me just write down the time. All right.
Morgan Freeman.
I was going to say thank you, Morgan.
So the first question comes from Brian MX34 on Twitter. Bethesda Game Studios said they had to scale back graphics due to the scope of the game. So why does Fallout 4 still work with the improved graphics mods? And this was in response to your recent overhaul video, Lone.
Yeah, so I did an overhaul video where I tried as many different mods as possible to give Fallout 4 an ultra-realistic look. Now, given that the Gek isn't out, it obviously doesn't have a huge improvement, but it was still fairly decent. I think the game looks 10 times better than what it does. But the fact is that aside from the reshade that I use, which does have a particular frame drop of about 10 to 15 frames, overall, the mods don't really take a toll on my system. And I'm using an ENB, I'm using all of these texture replacers. Now, admittedly, a lot of them are just sharpening textures, but things just don't look as blurry and things look much clearer. And I don't know why Fallout 4, just straight out of the box, couldn't have had that. And I'm thinking it was to compensate for consoles, because I reviewed the game on Xbox One and it struggled at times. And I couldn't see it keeping up. And I think we all have to kind of agree that when a game is developed for all 3 platforms, to an extent, the games are held back by the consoles in terms of being played awesomely on the PC. It does. I'm assuming it does happen. It might not be that detrimental, but it does. So I think that's what happened with Fallout 4.
See, I know that Bethesda develops for PC first. They have to, because I mean, for me, when I was reviewing Fallout 4, I remember that like I didn't have any bug issues whatsoever with the game.
Neither did I.
Especially, I mean, on PC. With consoles, I could see where that would happen, but with PC, like, I didn't have any issues at all. A lot of the issues that came up were from a lot of console players, I've noticed. So, like, it sucks because my review just became, like, a trash bucket for a lot of people. I was like,
your review. I won't even talk about it. Go on.
No, it's sad, though. I'm just like, wow, this is, like, a review that went, like, from, like, really well received, and it got into everyone's hands, and everyone was like, fuck him.
Fuck him.
It's really amazing to see.
But I don't know. Like when I played it on the Xbox One, I didn't have many bugs, but there were frame drops. But again, I think it is like the game was held back because it was also developed with the PS4 and Xbox One in mind. Because sometimes, and I'm just spitballing here and speculating, but I'm assuming there are times where Bethesda was like, all right, we need to make a particular design decision with graphics and assets and whatever that's going to affect the PC version. Mm-hmm. I think that probably happened because no one can tell me that Fallout 4 couldn't have graphics that were at least maybe more closer to The Witcher 3 and still run bad. I think it could have done a little bit better on PC.
No, I agree. I think they could have upped it a little bit at least because, like I said, it runs fine on PC, so I don't see why bumping it up a little bit would have hurt them. I don't know if it just... Would they be able to, like, separate that, though, and be like, okay, here's the PC with all these different visual effects, and then here's the console with its own separate thing, or do they have to ship them all the same exact way? That's kind of what I think about.
I think it's a balance to reach. But I don't think anyone's going to be upset that the PC has more settings and more visual. Like, for example, the, what's it called? The one that just came out, the weapon debris. Is that on console?
No.
Exactly.
So no, it's just PC.
Yeah.
That is really cool, too. I like that addition. That's a good question, though. I'm curious to see what the people who listen this long will say about that one. Yeah. Our next question comes from AutoPerson64. We almost had a big discussion about this before the podcast, but we saved it until now. COD or Battlefield?
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, go ahead. Give us
can I offer an fucking say? COD, and a lot of that is to do with zombies. If we're considering it as a package, if you want to look at a purely multiplayer, I'd still say COD. But as a package, because it has zombies, because... What else? I think the multiplayer is just a bit more fun, and that's just a personal preference, not because Battlefield was bad. It's just different, and I prefer the quick 10-minute play game done.
Okay, I respect that. I don't, but
fuck yourself.
I think.
Let me tell you why. My opinion.
I do get what you're saying in the quick, like, just play a game and get done with it. I know Matt as well. You prefer Battlefield over COD. I do too. I think there's a little more variation in the gameplay. There's a little more things that can happen that are just fucking crazy, and it's a lot more fun to play with. In my opinion, a lot more fun to play with friends.
Well, Battlefield's a more team-orientated game, and COD, you can
just just to have fun with. You can play Battlefield and you don't have, it doesn't have to be this like defend me, dude. It can just.
But what I was saying is that you could play solo in COD and win the game for your team. You can't do that in Battlefield, or it's very, very unlikely. Right.
Battlefield, though, I think does a good job of cutting down its maps into proper sections where you could have those close quarters TDMs that end fast and like one player could carry the team, which Call of Duty can't do. All it can do is shrink to something even smaller. Nuketown! Oh, Rust! Oh, shit, man.
Rust was amazing. Come on, you making fun of Rust?
Yes, I am.
Fuck off.
The sight of the 1v1s.
Whatever.
I like Battlefield more personally. I think also they do a good job of not being like, oh, we need jetpacks and fucking wall runners and shit. Like, they just, like, this is combat, It's about explosions, vehicles, teamwork, classes, that stuff I think matters.
Yeah. But what I was trying to say is look at it as a package. As a package, like, you guys obviously prefer the multiplayer. That's fine. But as a package, what's better? Like, when considering...
Depends what COD campaign. I know you're mentioning zombies, but for me, like, I liked Black Ops 2's campaign, but that's the last Call of Duty I can remember whose campaign I enjoyed.
When did Battlefield 4 come out?
2013? 14?
Okay.
Hardline was 2015.
Okay, so we're going to assume 2014, then like late 2013, 2014 roughly for Battlefield 4. So, Battlefield 4 is still a highly, highly played game. Its population is still there, and kicking. I mean, you've gone through like 2 or 3 CODs in that time, whereas Battlefield, you've been able to stick with...
Now, granted, 2013.
There you go.
What, in 2013? Okay, so you've gone through roughly 3 CODs since then. Technically 2. But you still have a solid player base on Battlefield. Now, granted, I will be honest, Battlefield is a little bit more fun if you have the premium. I do have the premium. You get some more stuff more often. I'll be honest, it is a little more fun with that, whereas you don't really have to deal with that with COD. But as I say that, I realize there are season passes. We're not going to get into the season pass debate right now. But I guess it really depends on what you want, you know?
No, it's all personal preference.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you were to ask, I don't know, I'm really thinking of it with like the Black Ops series in mind, just because of zombies. Because I think zombies is just such a fun thing. I love that. We should play zombies.
I like Black Ops a lot. You know, don't get me wrong there.
Black Ops 2, yeah. That's my favorite.
Black Ops, I out of all the Call of Duties, I'd say like all the Black Ops game I put the most into, Black Ops 1, 2, and 3. Like I like all of them quite a bit. So it's like, yeah, if you were to say Black Ops versus Battlefield, I'd actually have to sit down and really think about that, because the only Battlefield I've really extensively played was Bad Company 2, I'd say. 3 I put a lot of time into.
Was so much fucking fun.
Yeah, like 3 I put a good amount of time into, but Bad Company 2 was just, that was like for 2 years.
It was such a solid game, man. Yeah. It really was. Battlefield, what's it called? 2, or no, Battlefield 3, I'm sorry. Battlefield 3. That was really fun. That was one of the last games that I was ultra hype and naive over. You know what I mean? I didn't really, like, it was still like, I was just like, this is what I fucking want, you know. And I got it.
Not naive, though? I thought that game lived up to what we
What I mean by naive, though, is like, I looked at things differently in the game. Like the fact that I could shoot a light bulb out in Battlefield 3 blew my mind for some reason. I can't explain why. It just did.
The only thing I'd say we were naive about is we thought there'd be like a co-op campaign, but like they were just co-op missions, and they were kind of like...
weren't very interesting.
No.
But, I don't know. Battlefield 4 is a solid game. I enjoyed it a lot. Now they have like settings where you can change like colors and your HUD colors and stuff like that, and you can really personalize it. And I just think that's cool. Like the little options, I just think that's neat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with Battlefield being discussed, what about Battlefield 5 being rumored for World War I? Does that sound appealing?
That makes me curious.
Mm-hmm.
World War I, meh. Rather it be World War II, because World War I is trench warfare.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone's been saying. I'm just thinking to myself, like, how do you make that work? Like, you look at, have you heard of that game Verdun?
Yep, and it looks boring as fuck.
Because it's just trench warfare.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting there waiting. And granted, it's ultra realistic, and some people love that, and that's awesome. You know, Insurgency is very similar like that, Matt. You and I played Insurgency. You know, it's a little more faster paced because the maps are smaller. You know what I mean? But it's like a 2-shot kill, you know?
Oh, yeah. And it seems like an interesting idea for World War I. What would be cool somehow, I guess, is if you could just do all the World Wars, like World War I and II. It's somehow like, cool. I don't know, like make it so that there's like different play styles. So like you have a World War I playlist.
Like a game mode. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then you have like these maps and these weapons, and then you have World War II. I think that sounds like a crazy idea, but I think like that could be a best of both worlds, so that you can kind of play whichever way you want to. World War II, you obviously as a game, you have a lot more to mess around with. And really, I mean, Battlefield, what was it, 1943?
That was the World War II one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did you play that? Because that was like a $20 downloadable.
I played a little bit of it. They had a demo that you could download, and it gave you like 2 hours free of the multiplayer, if I remember correctly. And it was fun. I think I played it with Tim. Tim and I played it. It was fun. The one I actually really liked was the expansion for Bad Company 2, which was the Vietnam expansion. I was the only one that got that. I begged Tim to get it, but he never got it. But I was the only one to get it, and I fucking loved it. It was so much fun. Mm-hmm. The music was awesome because they had this like classic, like I don't know. It was a cool expansion. Anyone who's played it knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I kind of like the idea of them going back because I feel like, that the older... not that Battlefield's ever gotten worse, but, like, I feel like the older Battlefields, like
it's
Bad
nice
Company
to
2
see
and 3.
it go back.
Yeah.
It's because so much stuff, like, first-person shooter stuff these days just want these, like, crazy future stuff. And it's like... Now, the only thing I'm worried about, because you can do, when you do the crazy future stuff, you can do, like, attachments and unlockables more, like easily... Whereas with the World War II stuff, you're a little more cut rope. You kind of have to be.
You'd have to have just a lot of guns. Somehow.
Yeah, because they didn't have these crazy attachments, or so it's like you got to be a little more.
Yeah,
sparse.
I look forward to it. It sounds like an interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that's gonna have to. The idea has me, like you said, curious, but it's gonna have to sell me when it is revealed.
Exactly.
Do you think it's gonna come out this year though, like people are saying?
I don't know. That's a hard call. That is a hard call. If it's not this year, it's probably going to be next year.
Just with Battlefront, I find it just hard to imagine. Although Battlefront blows, it's just hard to imagine that it would come out this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope so, though. Anyway, at Fallout Daily 13 asks us, what is our favorite TV show of all time?
Simpsons.
Wow.
Really?
Oh yeah. I don't know. Any time I think, like any series that I think that I've watched, not just as a kid, but growing up as well.
You think those pictures are so fucking funny of like that, like news station getting like Simpsons pictures.
Those are funny. Come on.
Well, but the best one was like the one where they actually responded after the Simpsons picture and like, wow. That one I actually laughed at because someone was like, damn, they actually took the time to respond.
To explain this to people that don't know what we're talking about. So what people are doing, they're like messaging news outlets saying, oh, I have this exclusive story of this person that did this thing. And the news outlets are responding like, oh yeah, send us the picture, give us information. And then they just send a Simpsons picture in return. That is just fucking funny.
But it's like describing the situation that they're talking about.
Yeah, perfectly. Like there was one which was like, oh, I just saw a family of dugongs. It could be a really good feel-good moment. And then they just send this picture of the dugong sitting in Homer's office in the nuclear plant. It was fucking hilarious. Anyways, but yeah, I think Simpsons has a timeless quality that right now I can watch any Simpsons episode and enjoy it. And apparently as well, Simpsons, it makes you smarter.
It's going to end soon too. That show's been on for a long time. Yep.
Really long time. And I think it's just getting too expensive to have all of the voice actors come back.
Yeah.
They're asking for a lot, so I think that's why it's ending.
Yeah. It's time, though. I think it's time.
Yeah.
It's about time.
The fact that it's still relevant is actually really impressive.
It's amazing.
Well, it has a formula that can be, reused. It's like South Park.
It's like Family Guy, too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Simpsons has a bit more of a timeless quality than those two. That's just my opinion.
South Park, I don't know. South Park is definitely a little more dirty, but I think South Park has a groundbreaking kind of thing behind it in the way that it came up in terms of the network and stuff like that. There was a lot of interesting stuff that would happen.
What I really like about South Park is that they can turn around an episode really quickly. So a current event happens, and then you'll see an episode on South Park about it.
It's like less than a week they're able to turn one around.
It's stupid, and it's funnier, I reckon, than Simpsons.
It's dumbed down a little bit. One thing I will say, for those curious, definitely watch a video called 107 Facts About South Park. You learn a lot of really interesting stuff behind the show and its turnaround and stuff like that. But as for my favorite show of all time, I have to say The Office. Love that show.
The Office.
I still watch it nightly. Like every night I'll watch an episode. Even though I've seen every episode of the show at least 3 or 4 times.
I don't get that.
Love it.
I don't like a show or a game that much, I don't think.
Love it.
You're telling me that you never had a series that you could just watch episodes over and over and keep loving it? Like Scrubs. Scrubs is an amazing show.
I don't like Scrubs because I don't like hospitals.
Okay, that's it.
I guess, you know what? Now that you mention it, I'd say, I swear, you guys are picking all these like good options. I'd say my favorite TV show is SpongeBob.
No, that's not a bad choice.
SpongeBob, if you actually watch it now, they have some funny jokes in there. I laugh to this day.
Oh, so do I.
It's fucking
seriously.
hilarious.
Like, I was thinking The League at first, but I'm like, honestly, like SpongeBob is anytime that's on, like I will watch it and I will laugh.
It's funny.
Like I'm like now that SpongeBob's integrated into meme culture, like.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yes. Like,
I will say, one thing I want to add to this. What was our favorite childhood show?
SpongeBob.
For me, it was Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, well, realistically speaking, though, for me, it'd be the 2003 Ninja Turtles series. Oh my gosh.
I could say Simpsons again. I could say Dragon Ball Z. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh. I loved Beyblade.
Avatar was fucking cool. My
Watch
brother
Legend
made
of
me watch
Korra.
Avatar.
Legend of Korra is a really good sequel.
All right, we'll see, Weeb. I'm just kidding. But what's it called? No, I've heard cool things about it.
Matty's face was just like...
He was just like, why?
Like this kid's talking about Attack on Titan, how much he enjoys it, and I don't call him shit afterwards.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I like eating sushi and watching Attack on Titan.
Fuck you! The sushi had nothing to do with it. It's just what we decided to eat.
Embracing that culture and just really... What kind of
Just
sushi
what we
did you
wanted
have?
to eat.
What kind of sushi did you have?
Guys,
bro?
I'm gonna get a body pillow. No.
What kind of sushi did you have, Noah?
It was teriyaki crunch roll.
The fuck?
It was a teriyaki crunch roll. It had crab, avocado, and teriyaki on it.
You guys like just
And like rice,
never say that
crunchy
properly.
rice.
I had
Sashimi.
sushi yesterday that had shrimp tempura and it had like crab meat wrapped around it.
So by shrimp you mean prawn, right?
Sure, Lone. Yeah, we mean your
yeah.
fucking wrong words for shit.
Yeah.
That's... Don't get me started. I just needed to clarify because we don't call it shrimp here.
Yes, prawns. Yes.
Wrong.
Fuck off, cunts.
Oh, Jesus. So vulgar.
I'm vulgar, yeah.
I like, what other sushi do I like? I mean,
I don't
What the
care.
fuck are we talking about sushi?
have you guys ever had volcano rolls?
No, what is it?
Americans
I don't know what they
believe
put on
this
it, but it's
shit.
so good. It's not even American, Lone. It's like Japanese.
It's probably American. That's
Really?
the thing.
You're telling me they call them volcano rolls in Japan?
Well, they have it written out some other way, and they say it's some other way.
Volcano roll. Like,
I think this is the third fucking week in a row we've accidentally made an Asian joke, I swear.
no, I didn't. That wasn't a racist accent. That was just a joke. It was not.
Volcano roll.
Look, if I can do an Australian accent without offending anyone, I should be able to do.
That's fair enough. So you fucking...
Yeah, I'm not
softies
making
out
any
there, shut the fuck
stereotypes.
up.
It's just a character, okay?
I watch lots of anime, and I've been playing a lot of JRPGs lately, so shut the fuck up.
Are you saying that? Oh my god.
No, I'm saying that to anyone else who would dare... I mean, I'm the one who said... Oh, man.
What kind of body pillow do you have?
Remember when I said that one time, like, we were talking about, like, the ideal woman, and I said, like a Japanese woman done right? So I said...
Oh my god, man! You
my
just said
God.
that.
That's bad.
You
That's
can't
bad.
say that! Oh my goodness.
I didn't mean it like a racist way, but
No,
like,
I know.
they can go, like, one of two ways.
Alright, Matt, stop now.
I think you could say the same about gingers.
Actually, that's an interesting thing.
I think you really could. You have either fiery flame, like, holy fuck, get the hell away from me, or
With like all the fucking freckles all over.
you have me.
Just kidding.
I'm just kidding, but point being,
Foot
that-
in mouth.
no. I'm sure the same could be said about
I remember
Noah.
when you did when we did the Australian, the accent impersonation video, and someone commented that was like, "Oh, Matty, this is so racist because you're doing the Australian accent." Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, okay, it's not racist. Australian isn't a race, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. No, I'm just kidding.
I normally I cut that out, but like it's just my woman preference, man.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a preference.
Like an Asian American woman.
All right, Matt.
Not bad. Not bad. Anyway, last question goes from Puppy
Oh my
Master
God.
45. Game you're looking most forward to in 2016.
I sent you guys the link.
A new
Yeah,
Battlefield
I already
gets
have.
announced. I mean, I don't have a specific game picked out. That's the thing. I don't really. I just want to go to E3 and see what they have to say first before I like talk about anything.
Based off
Matty, is
what's
yours
announced
Lego
now.
Star Wars?
No, that would be up there though. But I mean, it's just gonna be kind of return to form. It's not gonna be anything like crazy for me. Persona 5. Yeah.
If I had a PS4, I'd definitely say Ratchet and Clank because I really love that game on the PS2.
As do I, but
Dark Souls 3 looks pretty good. What else? Doom. Oh, Doom. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I said Doom's my most anticipated this year, but like genuinely speaking, like I'd like for what I could see myself putting the most time into.
Dishonored 2.
Oh jeez, because there's Final Fantasy 15, there's Dishonored 2, Doom, Persona 5, Danganronpa 3. Oh my goodness,
Actually, this year's like the games that are coming out aren't like they're a bit more unique, I think, as opposed to other years. Like they're not just the typical games like an Assassin's Creed. Like, we're not getting Assassin's Creed. We are obviously getting a Call of Duty, but they're a bit different than 2015 games.
This fall will be interesting because there won't be Assassin's Creed, so that there's going to be a nice big hole for another game to fill in there. Dishonored 2.
Dark Souls 3 is going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It looks like they're mixing like the best of both worlds between Bloodborne and Dark Souls, but apparently this is the last Souls game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, this is the last Souls game.
That's sad.
It's sad, but like when you think about it, they've been doing Souls since the beginning of the PS3 with like Demon Souls.
That's true. Maybe they want to do something different.
Yeah, like I'm game for that. I mean, I hope they continue Bloodborne at least. Because Bloodborne was really good.
Maybe release it on Xbox One as well?
No.
Fuck off.
No, it's not going to happen.
Why?
I just don't see them doing that because it started off as an exclusive.
Okay,
Actually, and again, you could say Titanfall, but you know what? Maybe Bloodborne 2 does go to multiple systems. You're right.
Well,
could be.
At least PC. At least PC.
Do you think we're going to see Titanfall 2 this year?
I hope not.
What
about Watch Dogs?
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying I want it.
Watch Dogs was 2014. I mean, Watch Dogs could be good if they capitalize on the criticism they got because it's really not hard to fix from a game development perspective.
Yeah, but
BioShock 3.
Ubisoft.
I don't think BioShock 3 is going to get released this year. Revealed? Maybe.
Oh, I hope it's fucking...
Dude, if they're doing a BioShock collection, they're doing a BioShock 3. It's just as simple as that.
Well, it's the same thing. There are people who their backwards compatibility for Red Dead Redemption came out for Xbox One, and it was only out for a little bit, and they took it off. I saw it on the note, and that's a sign that like they're gonna show backwards compatibility for that, which is another sign of like hopefully a new.
Yeah.
Red Dead. At E3, they'll definitely announce that BioShock collection. I think the one that was, I think it was leaked on a Brazilian rating site or something.
Yeah. Last game that leaked on a rating site was the new Ninja Turtles game, and that turned out to be true.
Sure.
So I think it's safe to say that collection's coming. But I mean, it's just it's standard when there's a collection. There's usually a new game coming. The only game I haven't seen that happen with that comes to mind right now is Jak and Daxter. They released a collection, but they didn't release a new game for that. But like Sly, they did it with. Ratchet and Clank, they did it with. And that's how I wouldn't see BioShock being an exception. Like catch up on the whole series and then play a new one. Like that'd be ideal for me.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if the story is tied. But I think that if they do BioShock, it's going to be standalone. It won't be 3. It won't it'll be kind of like what Infinite did. And I think it'll be cool. I think if we had an underground one, not underwater, but underground.
The Earth's core. I made that joke and someone it was just really funny that people caught on to it.
Was it funny, man? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because everyone's
what was the joke?
I want to go below to the Earth's core. I just say go to space with BioShock. That'd be
fun. I
would
think like could you imagine like an Earth's core one with like railroad tracks and volcano lava and everything? That would be cool.
Like in a mine? What about like a huge mine?
Would it be like a lot of brown?
Probably, Matt.
Actually,
it probably wouldn't be brown. Probably be more like just a black rock kind of color. Like an
Unless
ash.
they had like certain cities under there that somehow...
Well, that's the point. You'd have certain cities.
So like you're saying go below the ocean into the Earth's core and actually have like another...
It doesn't have to be near the ocean. Like you just be the ground.
Another utopian society down way under.
But that's essentially what BioShock is about, right? It's just like the societies that take place on really abstract places, like underwater or in the sky.
No, I agree. I'm just wondering, do you guys think that, like, what if they went back underwater, if they went back in the sky? You know?
I'd like... This is the thing. I'd like to see a BioShock Infinite 2. Like, I think the world was really interesting, but the way the story wrapped up, and people pointed this out to me...
And the DLC.
And the DLC, especially the DLC, it's hard to see. Like, Ken Levine essentially tied it in a bow, gave it to the fans, and said, "That's my baby. I'm done with it." And I don't know how they can actually weave a new story into that pre-established story. They'll probably have to do something.
I don't even think they can connect it to BioShock 1, 2, or Infinite at all. I think it's got to be.
They might have Easter eggs, but not.
Oh yeah, Easter eggs, but like the DLC, like mind you that Infinite doesn't connect until the DLC to Bioshock 1 and 2. It's incredible.
But the way they tie it up is just fucking
It's also mind-blowing that the order of the games actually goes Bioshock, Infinite, DLC, then 1 and 2. It's like,
yep.
It's like, what? Like, but this is the last one that came out. It's actually first? What the fuck? Like, oh, man, dude.
It's amazing. Ken Levine, you're a legend.
I can't wait for his next game, man. He says it's going to be like a replayable single-player narrative, but, like, also, like, an open world or something. Like,
yeah, well, it's going to be just awesome. Maybe we'll get some of that. Actually, nah. It would be too early to see that.
Because is he still part of Irrational Games like that?
They're
now like an indie studio?
Irrational, people keep saying, oh, Irrational closed. Irrational did not close.
They fired everyone.
They just let everyone go, and it's just Ken Levine with a small number of people doing something else. They're still Irrational. So
that's very interesting.
And obviously I feel shitty for the people that will let go, but from Ken's perspective, he just wanted to do something different, and good on him, honestly. It would have took balls to do that. It would have took a lot of balls.
It's just really shocking because it cost a lot of people their jobs. So this game better be fucking good. You know what I'm saying?
But usually when people
I don't think he was behind that decision. I think they were let go because Infinite didn't make enough money. But
there were rumors going around that Bioshock games didn't make much money. I don't know how true those are. I think it was more to do with the fact that Ken was a bit burnt out on it. Like, I don't know. Like, when Ken worked on Bioshock 1, and then you had the 2K Marin in Australia studio do Bioshock 2, what was he doing in between then? Did he just go straight to Infinite? I think
apparently,
that's what he. I think that's what he did.
I heard they worked on Infinite for a long time, and especially when you look at like the E3 2013 demo, it was so different.
It was so like fucking Elizabeth had like magic powers and shit.
Elizabeth looked so different. That mission was not in the game at all. Like Songbird breaking into that house. What else? I don't think that room was in the game at all.
Yeah, it seemed Elizabeth played a more active role in those demos, and now she's more passive. But honestly, I think Ken was just burnt out. Like, to go from Bioshock 1 Infinite to another Bioshock, I don't know how he would have done that. I think he would have said, fuck it, I want to do something different.
That's just one game, Bioshock Infinite. I just don't understand how people could insult. I don't get it.
Total Biscuit does, and I love Total Biscuit. We didn't have the question about the YouTubers we follow, did we? Oh, yeah. Anyways, I love Total Biscuit. I think his opinion is right on most things, but he says he doesn't like Infinite, and I question him to this day why. Like, that game, for me, is just perfect. It's literally, except for the one DLC that they did, that was really shitty, that game was perfect.
I don't get it, because it had, like, a story like no other. Whether you think it's good or bad, it's unlike anything else. That's hard to do nowadays. Mm-hmm. Gameplay, you could say, is a generic first-person shooter, but it had a lot of movement, like with the zip line, or the what's it called?
The hook shot. I'm thinking of Zelda.
Whatever it's called. I fucked it up last week, too. But, you had that. The gameplay with all the powers and the shooting, all the multiple guns.
Skyhook, sorry, that's what it is. No, you're right. Like, and again, it might be generic or not that fleshed out in terms of gameplay, but how many games tell a good story like Bioshock did? Honestly, I can't think of 5 examples off the top of my head. Last of Us, maybe. I haven't played it, but I know it's good. I'm struggling. Wolfenstein, maybe. It's tough. Like, anyways.
All right, well, that's all the questions we have. So we hope all the lovely listeners out there enjoyed. This has been a good one. Lots of laughs, lots of news, lots of things to talk about.
Lots of goofs.
Lots of laughs.
Lots of laughs. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
You're welcome.
Suck my balls.
We, for those of you guys who've listened this far, we have a lot of special guests lined up. We have Ryan Alosio, Deacon. He wants to come on. We have, obviously, Katie Townsend, who's Kate. She wants to come on. She should be okay soon, thank goodness, because, as you all know, she lost a lot of close relatives recently, which really sucks to hear. And we've heard word that the voice actor of Paladin Dance actually wants to come on, too.
So, he wants to?
Yes.
Nice.
A lot of people have asked him, and he's
outstanding.
He's like, I'm more than open to joining this H.A.M Radio podcast. Outstanding.
He has to do the voice for the entirety of the podcast.
Yeah. It's his normal voice. All these Fallout 4 voice actors, their normal voice is the character they play as. It's actually really impressive.
outstanding.
Yes, it is. Anyway.
Oh, and there's one secret guest that we're not going to say who, but it's big. It's fucking big.
Pretty big. Anyway, you guys should be excited for the future of the H.A.M Radio Podcast. We did promise you guys that we were going to get bigger guests this year, and right now we are living up to that. So we hope you guys are looking forward to more, and we will catch you guys in the next episode every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Peace.
All right. Peace out, guys.